Hi everyone, it's Granny again. Sorry I kind of took a few days off this week. Wasn't feeling quite up to par, so it was about all I could do to get to my day job. Um, but it's the weekend again, and I'm raring to go. So ready to talk with you guys. Today we are going to talk about the Lori Daybell and Chad Daybell case. Um, Lori Vallow, Daybell, I guess. Now this story holds a lot of intrigue, I guess. I don't know what other word to describe it, but you've got religion mixed in here with murder, and those two things are never great to talk about, right? So let's get started. I'm just going to kind of go over the overview. I'll be adding more videos later about this case, obviously, because Lori Vallow, Daybell, will be going to court pretty quickly here, hopefully. We'll see. But I'm going to give the overview right now, and then, maybe we'll do lives talking about the rest of it later. So in 2006, before all the notoriety with Lori Daybell, she married businessman Charles Vallow. And together they were raising Tylee Ryan, Lori's daughter from a previous marriage. And in 2014, Lori and Charles adopted J.J. Vallow, who was the grandson of Charles's sister. J.J. had autism, and they stated that Lori was very patient with him, really good with him, and then so was Tylee. So it seemed like a good fit, right? Because these grandparents had been raising J.J. since he was very little. And they really loved this little boy. But they thought maybe having a two-parent family. I mean, I don't know what their thoughts were, but, they allowed Lori and Charles to adopt him. And in 2017, relatives of Lori's said that her relationship with her children changed. Prior to that, she had been loving and caring and patient, and I don't know what happened, but she had started reading the books from Doomsday author Chad Daybell. Okay? Now, Chad was married to Tammy Daybell, and they had 5 children together. Okay? So, in 2018, Lori met Chad Daybell, and they had a connection, and they started doing religious podcasts together. Lori's friend, Melanie Gibb, Lori and Melanie had done multiple podcasts together, said she later heard Chad and Lori talking about zombies, people whose souls were replaced by dark spirits. And Lori started referring to her husband Charles as a zombie. In 2019, Charles Vallow, Lori's husband, went to the police. He was really concerned. He said that Lori's been talking crazy. She's talking religion, talking about these zombies, and she's threatened to murder him. And they didn't do anything about it. Nothing. But he was concerned for his life. So in February 2019, Charles filed for divorce, and in court documents, Charles expressed his fear for his and his children's safety. He was frightened for himself and for his children. July 2019, Charles went to Lori's house. He was supposed to pick up JJ and drop him off at school, and he ended up being shot by Lori's brother, Alex Cox. Cox told police that Lori and Charles had gotten into an argument, a fight, and claimed that he had shot Charles in self-defense because Charles was getting aggressive. Now, the backstory is that Alex Cox always seemed to be like a protector of sorts of Lori, and that he believed whatever she said. Um, and that Lori and Tylee told similar stories, but stating they weren't in the room when the shooting occurred, but they told similar stories of self-defense. So Alex, from what I'm aware, wasn't taken into custody. On September 8th of 2019, Lori's daughter Tylee vanishes. She's just gone. And Lori doesn't say anything. And Melanie Gibb, though, started saying that Lori had started calling Tylee a zombie. On September 9th, the day after Tylee disappeared, Alex Cox's cell phone, GPS, places him in Chad Daybell's backyard, and he was on the property for about 2 hours. About 14 minutes after Cox's GPS showed him leaving the property, Chad texted his wife Tammy and stated that he had seen a big raccoon walking along the fence, and he shot it because he didn't want it to get to the dogs, and that he buried it out in their pet cemetery. On September 22nd of 2019, J.J. Vallow disappears. Melanie Gibb and her boyfriend, David Warwick, were staying with Lori for that weekend, and on the night of September 22nd, Melanie Gibb's boyfriend, David, says he saw Alex carry JJ into Lori's apartment. The next morning, Warwick asked to see JJ, and Lori reportedly told him that JJ was being a zombie and that Cox had to take him away. So now we've got Charles was a zombie and he's mysteriously killed, right? We've got Tylee being a zombie and she mysteriously disappears. And now we've got JJ being called a zombie and he disappears, right? Supposedly done all in the name of religion. On September 23rd of 2019, Alex's cell phone again showed him at Chad Daybell's backyard, but this time he only stayed for like 17 minutes. So he didn't stay for the 2 hours that he did when Tylee disappeared. About a month later, on October 19th, 2019, Tammy Daybell, Chad's wife, mysteriously passes away. The couple's son, Garth, said Tammy died in bed, and he and Chad called 911. The coroner stated that she died of natural causes, and an autopsy was declined by Chad Daybell. Tammy had been in poor health before her death, and it wasn't that long that she was in poor health before her death. On November 5th, not even a month after Tammy died, Lori and Chad Daybell got married on a beach in Hawaii. Wow, right? Later that month, JJ's grandmother, Kay Woodcock, this is a woman, her and her husband, Kay Woodcock and Larry, had been raising JJ, right? And they were the ones that allowed Lori and Charles to adopt him, thinking that was best for JJ. Well, Kay Woodcock asked police to check on JJ's welfare because she was concerned and hadn't seen him for months. Good for her. Glad she did that, because it started to put the focus on Lori and Chad at this point in time. On November 26, 2019, Rexford police went to Lori's house looking for JJ. She lied and she claimed he was staying in Arizona with her friend Melanie Gibb. At first, Gibb wasn't forthcoming about JJ's whereabouts. She just seemed kind of confused, but then later she called police and she told them that JJ had not been with her. The police soon realized that Tylee Ryan was missing as well, and they launched a nationwide search for the children. December 2019, while investigators searched for the missing children, Chad and Lori traveled back to Hawaii. They're going to enjoy themselves, right? Fremont County Sheriff's investigators then became suspicious about Tammy Daybell's death, and they exhumed her body to conduct an autopsy. The same month, Alex Cox, Lori's brother, died in Arizona of natural causes. This is, I guess, what I'm talking about with intrigue, right? He died of natural causes. Tammy supposedly died of natural causes. The kids disappear. Lori and Chad aren't saying anything, and I can't even imagine how the Woodcocks felt. I can't even imagine. I know that there are videos on Hidden True Crime podcast where they're sitting down to dinner. Lauren and Dr. John are sitting down to dinner with the Woodcocks. Awesome podcast. I recommend you guys go look at that podcast because it's very telling of how the Woodcocks felt about JJ. Very telling. On January 25th of 2020, authorities served Lori Vallow Daybell with an order requiring her to produce her children. Okay? This was the first legal step that authorities took. She needed to produce her children. Because she wasn't saying anything. She wasn't telling anybody where they were. She wasn't giving them any information. She was just ignoring them. February 20th, after failing to comply, Lori was arrested in Hawaii. 2 weeks later, she was extradited to Idaho. On June 9, 2020, the FBI, Rexford Police, and Fremont County Sheriff's Office went to Chad Daybell's property. They dug in areas of the backyard where Alex Cox's cell phone had pinged. Uncovered human remains buried in shallow graves. At that point, Chad was home. I guess he did try to get in his car and leave, but they chased him down and they arrested him. Also, in that same month, those remains were confirmed to be Tylee Ryan and JJ Vallow. In May of 2021, Chad and Lori were charged with first-degree murder for the deaths of Tylee and JJ, and Chad was also charged with murdering Tammy Daybell. In June of 2021, Chad pleaded not guilty to all the charges. Lori's case was on hold. There was whether she was fit mentally to stand trial. There was all that kind of thing going on. But she was also charged with conspiracy to murder Charles Vallow as well. And then that same month, they did rule her incompetent to stand trial. And there's a couple of different times that happened. And she had not entered a plea yet. Now, more recently, now that she was capable of standing trial, she had her lawyers file in court that she wanted a quick trial, and it was past that date. Well, and by law they have to do that. However, it's up to the court's discretion, really, what they can do. And up till that point, they were going to try them together. But now Lori's insisting on a quick trial, so the judge decided to sever the two trials. So Chad Daybell, we don't be months later, and Lori's supposed to go to court, I believe, in April. Time will tell whether that happens or not. It's going to be an interesting trial. The thing is, it's not going to be publicized, I guess. There will be no cameras in the courtroom. They'll have audio, and I guess you can pay so much, 25 cents a minute or something. Who has that kind of money? A court lasts forever. I mean, I can't even imagine paying something like that. That would be a trial that I think, if a person was able to go right there and watch it publicly. I wish I could, because I would go and get on every night and talk to you guys, but I don't see that happening. Not quite retired yet. So, yeah, this case, when you think about it, you think about Tylee, young girl, her life ahead of her. JJ, from everything that I've heard, he was such a sweet young boy, very sweet. His grandparents loved him so much. And you gotta wonder, where did things go off the rails, right? Where I can honestly tell you that I have seen personally experienced when religion gets out of control. I have personally experienced that. And it is not a fun thing to watch. And I can only imagine, like Charles Vallow, he went to the authorities trying to tell them, but the authorities, without kind of proof, what are they going to do? And that's something that's kind of like, how do you touch that? It's a person's religious beliefs that people turn into zombies, and she really believed that she was a god and that she was going to be led to take the 144,000, if anybody knows anything about end time prophecy, what the Bible actually says, that she's going to be one of the 144,000 that's going to lead people to Christ. So yeah, I don't. It's scary. And you wonder, were she and Chad that delusional? Were they that delusional, that caught up in this, that they really believed what they were saying? Or was it the heart wants what the heart wants, let's get rid of everybody else? Right? We don't know, and we will probably never know that, right? I don't think that either one of them, Chad or Lori, are going to say that they were deceived. I am 99.9% sure that they are going to say that they believe this. I really do. I don't think either one of them are ever going to say that they were deceived. But deceived they were. Excuse me a minute. My Diet Pepsi. So deceived they were, obviously, and time is going to tell. It's going to be a very interesting trial, especially with them being split now. This is going to go on for a long time, so this is the first of very many videos and probably online live chats that we're going to have. So you guys tell me in the comments, what do you think? Do you think that they're deceived? Or do you think that They're just saying this because they wanted to be together. I want to know your thoughts. Tell me what you think. And while you're down there in the comments, please make sure that you like the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we will be with you on the next one. Thanks so much, guys, and have a wonderful weekend. Bye.